Howdy SkinnySquad, and welcome to VlogMas. I'm filming this little video at work today because I let Shanna borrow my light, and so I knew there wouldn't be enough light for me to film it tonight, so I snuck in one of my classrooms and turned you on. So I thought I'd talk today a little bit about Christmas tradition, because in talking to people about Christmas tradition, what I found was it varies greatly based on your family and what you did growing up. So a little bit about our tradition when I grew up was our parents would give us our gift on Christmas Eve. It was normally a board game or some type of game that we could play. We'd get an ornament. But before that and leading up to Christmas, sorry, I'm still not feeling the best. But leading up to Christmas, we would do different things to count down the days to Christmas, which I found that a lot of people don't do. We had Santa Clauses where we would stick a cotton ball on his beard to count down the days. We had rings of paper, and we'd tear off a ring. We had a stocking. We had a reindeer and a mouse. And we would get a little gift, a little toy or a little piece of candy or something to count down the days. So we had advent calendars before the days of the traditional advent calendar. And now it's like this really popular thing to do, and we had all ours homemade. And I realized that looking back in the history of people around my age and those not too far off, not a lot of people really did that. So I found that a little bit interesting. And the other thing that we saw that people did different was how Santa leaves presents. For me, we'd walk into the living room. My presents would be on the right-hand side. Chad's presents would be on the left-hand side. They were normally wrapped in our paper. Most often our biggest present was unwrapped, and then all of our smaller ones were wrapped. And some people got just one present from Santa, and then their parents gave them a bunch of presents. And some people got all their presents from Santa, but none of the presents were wrapped. So, you know, Santa just likes to mix it up and do things a little bit differently with every house that he goes to. And I thought that was kind of interesting in looking back. So I know a bunch of you out there have your own traditions. We have a lot more traditions than this, just that. That was just a few that I wanted to sort of call out from my childhood. I also found out that a lot of people have that one present that they always wanted and never got. They're like, you always remember that one present. I don't remember that. I would ask for something and then I would get it. Maybe I'm just better than the average Joe. Doubtful. But maybe it was because I didn't ask for 12 things. Who knows? But I always seem to get what I asked for, at least what I remembered asking for. I don't ever remember a present that I wanted and didn't receive. So that's still true today. Although today I just normally ask for whatever I want and know sort of in advance. But the good part is I asked for it weeks ago, and right now I can only remember like 2 things that I asked for Christmas. So it's still going to be a surprise because I was just like, and give me this and this and this and this and this. And if I get all of that, that's great. And if I get one of them things, that's also great. And I'll be surprised and happy either way because I wanted all of it, and whatever I get, I'll be happy with. So what's your favorite Christmas tradition? Even if you're related to me and you're a part of those Christmas traditions, you can still comment your favorite down below. What's your favorite Christmas movie? That's another thing we all talked about, how people watch different movies at Christmas. It sort of led to a who's on first here at work, because somebody asked me what my favorite Christmas movie was. I was like, A Christmas Story. They're like, no, not your favorite story, your favorite movie. I'm like, that is my favorite movie. It's called A Christmas Story. Come on, you'll shoot your eye out. You don't know it? You'll shoot your eye out. How do you not know Ralphie? You never learned the code from Annie? I feel kind of sad about that, but they've never seen it. So do you have a favorite Christmas movie that you like to watch? And then I wanted to end today a little bit differently. I'll be traveling tomorrow, so I know I will have some vlogs on that, and we'll hopefully be able to get them up with some special guests tomorrow night for you to watch on Christmas Eve. But tonight I thought I'd end it, or today, since these come out at noon whenever you watch it, I guess. I thought I'd end with something a little bit different, and that is my favorite Christmas poem. I remember this poem from the time I was a young girl, and it always just felt like the spirit of Christmas to me. So I thought I would share it with you today and read it. So if I do look down while I go through this, it's because I want to make sure I get all the words right for you. But "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" is my favorite poem. It's by Clement Clark Moore. "'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief, and Ma in my cap, had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles his courses they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the courses they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his sack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke, it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying a finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." I'll see you guys tomorrow. Merry Christmas.